What food is known to boost your brain health? Berries. Which activity is best for keeping your heart strong? Running. What is a good habit for keeping your liver healthy? Limiting sugar. What helps the lungs clear out dust and germs? Coughing. Which drink is the best choice for kidney function? Water. What is the main role of your intestines? Absorbing nutrients. Which vitamin is key for strong and healthy bones? Vitamin D. What essential body process does the pancreas help control? Blood sugar. What is the main purpose of the bladder in your body? Storing urine. What is the best way to protect your skin from the sun? Sunscreen. What is the main material that hair is made of? Protein. What is a good way to keep your nails from breaking easily? Moisturizing them. What is a good practice for maintaining a healthy spine? Good posture. Which simple activity is like exercise for the brain? Reading. Which vegetable is often recommended for liver support? Broccoli. What exercise is great for improving lung capacity? Deep breathing. What is one sign that your kidneys are working well? Clear urine. What is the food group that helps your stomach with digestion? Fiber-rich foods. What kind of exercise helps increase bone density? Weightlifting. Besides water, what drink is good for skin moisture? Green tea. What is a key habit for healthy and lasting weight loss? Eating slowly. What job does the spleen primarily have in the body? Fighting germs. Which organ uses air to give the body oxygen? Lungs. Which organ's main role is to break down food? Stomach. Which organ produces a fluid to help digest fats? Liver. Which organ acts as the body's main control center? Brain. Which organ mainly keeps the body warm? Skin. What is the average number of steps an adult should walk daily? 10,000. What is the average normal body temperature for a human? 37 degrees Celsius. What is the total number of fingers and toes on a human? 20. How long does it take for blood to circulate the whole body? 1 minute. How many layers of skin are on the human body? 3. What is the shortest bone in the human body? Stapes. Ear. What is the hardest substance in the human body? Tooth enamel. What are the smallest blood vessels called? Capillaries. How many main parts is the human brain divided into? 3. Which part of the body has the most sweat glands? Feet. Which gland produces the hormone that controls sleep? Pineal gland. Which gland produces insulin to manage blood sugar? Pancreas. What gland is often called the master gland of the body? Pituitary gland. Which gland controls the body's temperature regulation? Hypothalamus. What is the largest bone in the human body? Femur. What is the weakest muscle in the human body? Stapedius. Ear. How quickly do human nails grow each month on average? .5 millimeters. Which type of tissue connects bones to other bones? Ligaments. Which blood cells protect the body from illness and infection? White blood cells. What percentage of the brain is made up of water? About 75%. What is the main protein that gives skin its strength? Collagen. Which organ controls your sense of balance? Inner ear. What gas do humans breathe out when they exhale? Carbon dioxide. What gas do humans breathe in for survival? Oxygen. What is the fastest moving muscle in the human body? Eyelid. What substance makes your teeth resistant to decay? Fluoride. What gland produces sweat to cool the body? Sudoriferous gland. What is the main component of human blood? Plasma. Which lobe of the brain is mainly for hearing? Temporal lobe. What is a common sign of having a high fever? Fast breathing. What is the main female sex hormone? Estrogen. Which condition is caused by low levels of red blood cells? Anemia. Which illness is caused by a virus that attacks the immune system? AIDS. What disease is caused by lack of vitamin D in children? Rickets. Which system sends electrical signals around the body? Nervous system. What is the best natural source of vitamin A? Carrots. Which blood vessels carry deoxygenated blood to the heart? Veins. Which part of the eye is responsible for color vision? Cones. What is the medical name for low blood sugar? Hypoglycemia. What is the scientific term for the sense of taste? Gustation. What is the medical term for a sudden stop of breathing? Apnea.
What is the medical term for joint inflammation and pain? Arthritis. What is the medical term for ringing in the ears? Tinnitus. What is the medical term for a painful stone in the kidney? Nephrolithiasis. What is the medical term for persistent dizziness or spinning? Vertigo. What is the medical term for abnormally high blood sugar? Hyperglycemia. What is the medical term for a bruise or contusion? Hematoma. What is the branch of science that studies the skin? Dermatology. Which doctor focuses on diagnosing diseases using X-rays? Radiologist. Which specialist treats children and their diseases? Pediatrician. Which doctor specializes in treating eye diseases? Ophthalmologist. Which habit is essential for good dental health? Brushing daily. Which activity is the best natural way to get vitamin D? Sun exposure. What do proteins mainly do for the body? Build and repair tissue. What sleep phase is the deepest and most restorative phase? Deep sleep, REM. What kind of muscle is found in the heart? Cardiac muscle. Which nutrient is the body's main source of quick energy? Glucose. What does MRI stand for in medical terms? Magnetic resonance imaging. What does EKG or ECG stand for in medical terms? Electrocardiogram. What does HIV stand for? Human immunodeficiency virus. What is the liquid part of blood that transports cells? Plasma. What is the main job of red blood cells? carry oxygen? What is the protective outer layer of the brain called? Skull. What is the name of the bone that protects the brain? Cranium. What is the total number of chambers in the human heart? 4. What structure separates the chest from the abdomen and aids breathing? Diaphragm. Which tissue connects muscle to bone? Tendons. Which hormone is known as the feel-good or happiness hormone? Serotonin. What is the normal reading for human systolic blood pressure? Around 120 millimeters mercury. What is the universal blood donor type? O negative. What nutrient is the primary source of long-term energy storage? Fat. What part of the bone is responsible for producing new blood cells? Bone marrow. What is the common name for the patella bone? Kneecap.
How many questions did you get right? Tell us your score in the comments below. If you enjoyed this quiz, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Keep your brain active and check out our next quiz video right now.